Welcome to the weekend edition of the Nightly News. How's your weekend going, Mr. Nugent?
I'm telling you, Keith, I cleanse my soul on an hourly basis in all the rooms in our hacienda here on the Spirit Wild Ranch. I have a Matthews bow, some gold tip arrows, and a spirit of the mystical flight of the arrow. And I become one with the mystical flight of the arrow many, many times. And since it's the weekend, those who celebrate archery celebrate it more. But more importantly, if you haven't discovered the mystical flight of the arrow, it will cleanse your soul. Just an Uncle Ted tech tip for quality outdoor samurai martial arts archery. You have to have a bow that's graceful. It's got to be drawn effortlessly so you're smooth and you're one with your overall human dimension and your spirit dimension, and make Mr. Right Hand communicate intimately with Mr. Left Hand, and Mr. Hand-eye coordination, mind, spirit, body, and soul be one with the path of your arrow. That's why I use the term mystical flight of the arrow. It literally should be the mystical flight of your life's journey. A little weekend reminder for everybody out there. But if you haven't been an archer yet, do it. You need to cleanse your soul now more than ever.
You know, I'm in Nebraska this weekend. I'm hunting with my daughter this weekend, Anna. So neither of my boys were able to make the trip, so Anna jumped in, and so we're having a great time. We're actually hunting with a friend of both of ours, Scott Carlson of Carlson's Choke Tubes. We've got a Carlson's Bone Collector turkey choke on our shotguns, and we're just having a heck of a time up here. But, you know, Ted, when you look at hunting and how it's been passed down from generation to generation, how important is it that we spend that quality time with our loved ones outdoors, really appreciating, as you call, hands-on conservation?
Well, you know, we always reference God, family, country. That's the triad of life itself, that God gave us this miraculous gift of life, which by all intellectual and honest considerations, we need to celebrate it and participate in it. Hunting, fishing, and trapping is the ultimate participation in God's miraculous natural creation. And when we harvest the surplus turkeys in the spring, and we catch those bass and those bluegills and those crappie and those trout and those muskellungs, when we catch those fish and eat that sacred flesh from God's renewable pantry, we're literally balancing those populations within the carrying capacity of their habitat. And so not only is that cold water bass slab delicious, not only is that whitetail deer backstrap nutritious, not only is that turkey breast maybe wrapped in bacon and cooked in hot duck fat. Oh my God, I'm going to drool right here on the Nightly News. Not only is it the perfect diet, but because we are actually participating in a miracle, the miracle of life. And that protein, that challenge of getting close to those turkeys, which can see 360 degrees. They have hearing better than an elk, I think. When you can get close enough to whack one of them with a load of, you know, cold rolled number 4 bird shot at 35 yards, you know you've accomplished something that is actually a pulse of nature. And I was raised in a hunting family, and I'm 74 years clean and sober in a world that was just nonstop substance abuse. And it was because of the incredible challenge my dad taught me and the great Fred Bear emphasized, and my Uncle John, my Uncle Dick, our whole family. The outdoor lifestyle, particularly the incredible challenge of bow hunting, because you have to get so close. You have to not defeat the radar and the defense mechanisms of God's incredible wildlife, but you had to earn the right to get close by applying yourself, your spirit, stealth, awareness, your respect and reverence for that bird song that might indicate a warning to the deer, but otherwise just cleanses the soul. So in 2022, as ugly as the world is, and I've never seen it uglier, when I grab my Matthews bow, or just jump into 4x4 with an old 22 revolver, with happy Sadie Coco, and hopefully with my grandkids, my kids, Shemaine, Keith, the world is literally perfect. And let me emphasize a couple things. I've actually had a lot of people who have been brainwashed by an anti-education system go, well, can you eat a turkey? Can you eat a groundhog? Do you eat bears? Shemaine and I wrote a great cookbook, a New York Times best-selling Kill It and Grill It. And I'm celebrating that because a lot of people have bought that. But a buddy of ours, Chad Belding, has created a cookbook that is just a world-class quality coffee table cookbook called the Provider Cookbook. Unbelievable recipes, unbelievable photography. And the reason it's called the Provider Cookbook is because when we hunt, fish, and trap, we're thanking God for his renewable wildlife resources as we provide for our family. And in most cases, neighbors, soup kitchens, homeless shelters, charities, needy families. The Nugent family alone donates tons of delicious, natural, organic, nutritious game meat to soup kitchens and homeless shelters. But a lot of people also don't know. And I remember years ago, I told Glenn Beck this, and he winced. He went, 250 million hot meals of venison? Come on. I went, Glenn, Hunters for the Hungry, Sportsmen Against Hunger, the Hunters, HUSH, in Iowa, the HUSH program. Every year, hunting families in America donate in excess of 300 million natural, nutritious, delicious meals of hot quality protein through wild game meat. 300 million a year, Keith. So let's just conclude it by saying those that are anti-hunting are anti-providing organic protein to our needy fellow man. It's that simple. So get in the great outdoors. And again, the cookbooks that'll give you some great recipes. Shemaine and I wrote Kill It and Grill It, and that's available, I guess, somewhere at Amazon or tednugent.com. And Chad Belding's book is probably available at Amazon and all the good bookstores, but it's called The Provider Cookbook. Because Keith, I know you. You're a provider. All my hunting friends, everybody I know that hunts, fishes, and traps, we provide the greatest diet, the greatest hands-on conservation and environmentalism available to mankind. People go, well, how does killing game help the environment? It balances the herds so they don't destroy the habitat which produces our quality of life through quality air, soil, and water. Why hasn't this sentence ever been stated in a school in America? Thank God for the nightly news. And I know that's your lifestyle, Keith. So celebrate it. But if you don't hunt, fish, and trap, do it. Your life will explode with more happiness and more fulfillment because it truly is conservation, the wise use.
Before I let you go, I do want to bring up one point. You talked about hunting with your dad and your uncles and all your families. Me too. My dad, my biggest hero. My dad was the Wichita lineman that Glenn Campbell talked about. He literally climbed poles for the Santa Fe Railroad all the way from, Texas up to Chicago. And oftentimes my dad, because he was on the road, wouldn't get home till Saturday afternoon. Yeah. And if there was a ban on Sunday hunting, I would have never been able to hunt with my dad, or at least a lot of my days would be limited. And so I just want to point out again, Ted, that Hunter Nation at hunternation.org is in the middle of this fight. The state of Maine still doesn't allow hunting on Sunday. There's some people that are confused about why we should allow hunting on Sunday. But you know what, Ted? I just want to bring that topic up again. I want to make sure that you're being as vocal as you can. We talked last week that you were going to reach out to Tucker Carlson, who lives in Maine. I'm going to ask you to do that again. We've got to get that fixed so those little boys and girls and grown-up men and women that want to hunt with their dads and their grandfathers on maybe the only day they have available, which is Sunday, gets that opportunity. So hunternation.org, get on there. We're in the midst of that fight. Ted, last word on Sunday hunting.
Well, God gave me 7 days a week. God gave me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The natural season of harvest starts when the maximum support growth of summer is starting to dissipate in preparation of the death of winter, where the habitat has been destroyed through the winter time. And if you don't harvest the surplus prior to the habitat dying for the winter, then those animals will starve to death. You'll get more carnage on the highways with car deer accidents. You'll get more agriculture destruction. And it'll only take 1 year of failed harvest to destroy the air, soil, and water quality producing wildlife habitat. And if you don't have more people participating in this natural season of harvest, which happens when the fall starts, the natural season of harvest does not mysteriously end when the sun goes down on Saturday for a 24-hour break. It's still God's natural season of harvest. And that a man would think that he has more authority over the natural season of harvest than nature itself is really anti-American. So everybody who thinks that they're not allowed to hunt on Sunday, somebody is playing tyrant with you, because that Saturday and Sunday represents the hunting season for most American families. And if you take away Sunday, you're cutting 50% of the attraction to participate. Right. And that's when your tax dollars go to pay sharpshooters to kill the deer that we weren't allowed to shoot on Sunday. Which, by the way, sharpshooters in some of those states where there's no Sunday hunting allowed and where there's no baiting allowed, those government sharpshooters shoot them on Sundays over bait. You've got to be kidding me! Achtung! That is insane, and I would recommend that we, the people, don't let insanity continue in America. If you think that hunting should be banned on Sunday, you're insane.
Well, you know, if you want to solve these and many more problems, go to huntthevote.org, huntthevote.org. We encourage you to look for the Patriot Code and put in TNNUSA, which is the acronym, the Nightly News USA, and you may win a signed copy of Ted's brand new album, Detroit Muscle. And today's winner, Ted, Robert Hansen from the great state of Iowa. Robert, you're getting a signed copy, and I have a feeling, I'm kind of feeling, come and take it, Ted. You know, huntthevote.org. Go to huntthevote.org, use TNN USA on the Patriot Code, and that's the way you will tell elected officials to come and take it.
And here's your weekend great outdoor Spirit of the Wild soundtrack. It's an instrumental that's on the new Detroit Muscle CD, and it's a song called, what I just got done talking about, Winter, Spring, Summer, Fall. It's a beautiful, soul-cleansing instrumental on Detroit Muscle that encapsulates my lifetime, 74 years of celebrating God's miracle of winter, spring, summer, fall. Have a great weekend, Keith, and thank you, everybody. I'll see you on Ted Nugent's Spirit Campfire, and coming real soon on Ted Nugent, Real American Voice, and every night right here on the Nightly News.